Fecal microbiota transplantation for primary Clostridium difficile infection. Microbiota, microorganisms that reside in a previously stimulated environment. Human beings have the cluster of bacteria in different parts of the body, such as in the surface of the layers of skin microbiota, the mouth, oral microbiota, the vagina, vaginal microbiota, and the gut microbiota. These are called normal floral organisms. In the video,
The human microbiota is the aggregate of microorganisms that resides on or within any of a number of human tissues and biofluids, including the skin, mammary glands, placenta, seminal fluid, uterus, ovarian follicles, lung, saliva, oral mucosa, conjunctiva, and gastrointestinal tracts. They include bacteria, archaea, protists, fungi and viruses. Microanimals also live on the human body. They are typically excluded from this definition. The human microbiome refers specifically to the collective genomes of resident microorganisms. Humans are colonized by many microorganisms. The traditional estimate is that the average human body is inhabited by 10 times as many non-human cells as human cells, but more recent estimates have lowered that ratio to 3, 1 or even to approximately the same number. Some microbiota that colonize humans are commensal, meaning they coexist without harming humans. Others have a mutualistic relationship with their human hosts. 700. Conversely, some non-pathogenic microbiota can harm human hosts via the metabolites they produce, like trimethylamine. Certain microbiota perform tasks that are known to be useful to the human host. The role of most resident microorganisms is not well understood. Those that are expected present, and that under normal circumstances do not cause disease, are sometimes deemed normal flora or normal microbiota. The Human Microbiome Project took on the project of sequencing the genome of the human microbiota, focusing particularly on the microbiota that normally inhabit the skin, mouth, nose, digestive tract, and vagina. It reached a milestone in 2012 when it published its initial results.
So, table of normal microbiota location and predominance microbes. Beneficial effects of the normal microbiota flora. Several beneficial effects of microbes are summarized below. The normal flora synthesizes and excretes vitamins. The normal flora prevents colonization by pathogens. The normal flora may antagonize other bacteria. The normal flora stimulates the development of certain tissues. The normal flora stimulates the production of natural antibodies. This Clostridium difficile is a gram-positive spore forming anaerobic bacillus. Clostridium difficile illness usually develops during or waiting a few months after, of course, of antibiotics, leading to suppression of the colon normal flora. Clostridium difficile associated diarrhea, pseudomembranous colitis, toxic megacolon, sepsis, and the primary route of transmission of Clostridium difficile is via the fecal oral route. Enjoy the video.
Excuse me, I've come to visit my mother, but she's not in her bed. Can you tell me where she is?
Sure. Who's your mother?
Mrs. Gibson. Betty. She was in the bed over there, near the window.
Mrs. Gibson is in a side room now. She's in side room 2.
Why is she in a side room? Has something happened?
Unfortunately, she had some diarrhea yesterday and today. It was caused by a bacteria called C. diff.
I see. Does she need any treatment for the infection?
Yes. She started taking antibiotics this morning. The nurse gave the antibiotics through her drip.
Oh, right. How long will she stay in the side room?
She'll have to stay in the room until the diarrhea clears completely. We don't want the infection to be passed on to the other patients.
Of course. I understand. Visit her?
Yes, you can. But before you go into the room, you need to wash your hands with soap and water. Then put on a plastic apron to cover your clothes.
Oh, right. I use hand gel instead.
No, hand gel doesn't kill the infection. You have to use soap and water.
Okay. Where can I wash my hands?
You can wash your hands in the sink outside your mother's room. There are some paper towels to dry your hands well.
Thanks. I'll do that now.
The fecal microbiota transplantation is the process of transplantation of fecal material containing bacterial and natural antibacterial from a healthy individual into a recipient. Do the video. Introduction. Pseudomembranous colitis was discovered in 1978. Clostridium difficile has become an increasingly important pathogen. In 2013, the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention placed Clostridium difficile into the top 3 category. Argent is the fifth report of antimicrobial resistance. The high rate of recurrence 15% to 30% of patients after their initial CDI episodes. FMT is increasingly used as a treatment of recurring CDI on the basis of the idea that importing the colony microbiome of the healthy person is a simple method of reconstituting the normal colony flora. Several guidelines and reviews are available to help providers select appropriate patients for FMT, give the selection and screening of stool donors, and choose from among the delivery. FMT for recurrent CDI, we identify 21 out of 28 case studies reporting on FMT for treatment of recurrent CDI. Overall, patients were older, were mostly women, and had several T to 12 previous CDI recurrence. The initial CDI episode was 3 to 27 months before FMT. Overall, in case studies, patients treated with FMT for recurrent CDI remained without recurrence in 85% of cases. FMT for refractory CDI, we identify 7 studies reporting on patients with refractory CDI treated with FMT using various methods. Reported resolution of symptoms overall 53%. The authors stated that the majority of patients, 74.5%, were hospitalized at the time of FMT. The study identified 2 rare CTs and 28 case studies about the efficacy of refractory recurring of FMT for CDI or an initial episode of CDI, with most studies dealing with recurrent CDI. Outcome findings or primary outcome was resolution of symptoms, cure without relapse, resolution or resolution of diarrhea without recurrence. Conclusion. In summary, studies confirmed the efficacy of FMT. Studies are needed to determine the safety of fecal microbiota transplantation may be safe and well tolerated with few serious adverse events. Further, FMT study is needed because evidence is insufficient about whether
Treating
treatment
Clostridium difficile
varied
with
by
fecal
FMT
microbial
donor,
transplantation.
preparation of delivery method.
A healthy digestive system is home to thousands of bacteria. The intestinal tract includes the stomach, small intestine, and large intestine, which is also known as the colon. In most cases, these microbes are harmless or even beneficial to a healthy individual. However, conditions that require treatment with antibiotics can kill off many of the good bacteria in the colon, allowing the bad bacteria, called Clostridium difficile, to take over. Toxins released by Clostridium difficile can damage the lining of the colon, a condition known as Clostridium difficile colon. Clostridium difficile infection can lead to life-threatening complications, such as toxic megacolon, where the colon becomes dangerously enlarged. Clostridium difficile is normally treated with a course of antibiotics, but recurrent infection occurring between 20% to 60% of patients after an initial episode. The standard treatment for current infection is antibiotics, but in cases where this fails, there is a new alternative treatment. An emerging solution for patients with recurrent infection is fecal microbial transplantation, or FMT. Also known as stool transplantation, FMT restores good bacteria in the colon by using the good bacteria from a donor. Stool samples are obtained from healthy donors and are screened to ensure there are no infectious diseases. There are different ways to introduce the good bacteria, but one common way is with a colonoscopy. First, the stool is prepared by blending it with normal saline, which is a saltwater solution. Using a colonoscope, this mixture can be applied to the entire length of the colon. Studies have shown that over 90% of patients treated with fecal microbial transplantation are cured with no significant side effects reported to date. Please speak to your doctor about fecal microbial transplantation if you are considering this treatment. Studies have shown that over 90% of patients treated with fecal microbial transplantation are cured with no significant side effects reported to date.